at this point, I don't have no idea who to believe. But I also feel like we had to follow up on the trophy wife and what's been going on over the past weekend. So what's up, my friends? Welcome back once again to the Just Case and Friends. I'm your homegirl, I'm your tia, I'm your prima, I'm your cousin, I'm your friend, I'm whatever you need me to be down here at the Just Case and Bread. Now, if you're new here and you're like, oh my gosh, it is so many things on here, what do they be talking about? Listen, we are just a community of intellectuals who like to come over here, find out some business that ain't got nothing to do with us, get entertained, and then we go back to our everyday lives. If that sounds like your stilo, then that is why you're here. If you're new to the channel and you have not subscribed yet, then make sure that you do. If you're already in the neighborhood, y'all know we had to follow up with the part 2. I did not expect the niece to come forward and defend her uncle, nor did I expect Isis to also come forward after the niece said what she had to say. And all in all, I just feel like this really ain't a conversation for the internet. And also, let me say this to everybody who was in my comments and was like, oh, this is so wrong for you to do this to another woman, another black woman, all that type of shit. Y'all need to make sure y'all go over to her page and tell her the same exact thing. Y'all need to make sure y'all tell her it's crazy how you went ahead and exploited your children in order to have some sort of YouTube fame, internet fame. The only thing that Isis has left up is the video talking about how her husband was a monster. So whenever you stupid ass people come over here talking about how bad I'm being to Isis, make sure y'all take y'all asses over there and y'all tell Isis, stop profiting off of your kids' pain. So let's talk about the players involved. We have Isis, we have the accused, which is the father and the husband, and then we also have the niece. Now, the niece did come forward this past weekend on TikTok to explain the story behind how Isis' children did get touched. And I'm going to say this, I feel so sorry for those kiddos. They're just being raised around dysfunction. I don't care what happened, who did what did how. All I know is, Isis, girl, you better be out here really trying to make sure that your children are okay after this, and do not be using this as a money grab. This is your time to be responsible for your 5 children, Isis, aka Paloma. So the niece recently took to TikTok, which her TikTok can be found in the description box, but she did delete all of her videos, and it was to defend her uncle. Niece said that all of this began when Paloma did not get what she wanted in the divorce settlement, so she figured she could come to TikTok or the internet and tell her story about what happened between her husband and her daughters.
Hello everyone, my name is Dee, and I am the niece of the trophy wife's husband. Now, I know you know who the trophy wife is because she's been going up and down my timeline for the last couple of days. Her name is Isis, or Paloma, which is her real name. This lady is completely insane. Let's just start from there. Background story, her and my uncle got together really quick. From what I've been seeing and what I've been told, she thought that she was getting a come up with my uncle, but then when things didn't go her way and she pretty much seen that she could no longer hide the things that she was doing behind closed doors, she ended up trying to find a different route, which was to come on here and lie to you all and tell you that her daughter had been touched by her dad, which that is not the case. Her daughter had been touched by her son, and she didn't want anybody to know because she wanted to try to make it seem like my uncle was the bad guy because she wasn't getting what she wanted.
From there, it sounds like things somehow took a nasty turn, and from what the niece was saying, even though Paloma and the husband were having children, it didn't sound like they were happy. I did get the vibe that the niece wanted to shed light on how wrong it was for Isis to come online and talk about what was going on with her kids, because that's a private situation. But I think she got a little bit lost in her storytelling and it became messy. She went from defending her uncle to telling us more information about the kids.
I am a mother of a black little boy, so for me, I can understand why she would want to cover up for her son, but at the same time, me personally, if my son is doing anything like that and I have other kids, I want to get him the best help possible away from his siblings until he is confirmed better and I know he's no longer a threat to the other kids in the house, because you can't just sit over there and single out one kid and be like, oh, I'm gonna protect this one, but whatever happens to the other ones just happens. That's not okay.
And this is how commenters like me are able to create these stories. A lot of people are so upset at people who are delivering the news that these women are putting online about their family. It ain't our fault that they're coming to the web and being like, this is what's going on, this is what's happening, and we're reporting on it. No. Y'all need to go in their comment section and y'all need to teach them about privacy. To me, ISIS doesn't get a pass because she is just now coming forward with information. I know that she came on the internet because she wanted a payout from what's going on with her family. On top of that, why else would ISIS remove everything off of her YouTube, basically her social media, aside from I married a monster and he touched on my daughters? Why else? If not to get a payout from people feeling sympathy for her from what her and her kids went through, when I'm gonna say it again, it was her fault. This lady was a stay-at-home mom. What was she doing? And we heard all of the scream. If y'all haven't found it or if y'all haven't seen it, there are videos where ISIS children are screaming in the background, but she is so busy doing YouTube videos that she doesn't even stop or pause to go and check on her children. I don't care if the bitch got nannies. I don't care if the bitch got a husband. I don't care who was there. If I was doing stupid ass YouTube videos and I hear my kid screaming in the background, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get up and go and see what's going on with my children. I don't care who's watching them. My kid is screaming. What's going on? ISIS not only had the luxury of being a stay-at-home mom, but ISIS also had the luxury of being a trophy wife. So at what point do we hold her accountable for having an easy ass lifestyle and still not being able to protect her kids? At this point, it's about these petty ass adults who are sitting up here trying to play the blame game on who did what, instead of saying, you know what, I fucked up as a parent and I didn't know how to teach my kids right from wrong, or I didn't know how to recognize the signs of a man who did not want me or didn't want who I was and only wanted to get to my children that I didn't leave in time. Like, we're not even talking about that. Ain't nobody holding this bitch ISIS accountable. Everybody feeling sorry for the bitch. So anyways, Denise shares what really happened between the kids allegedly and how ISIS abused the kids, then someone else abused the kids, all this extra shit. Then she offered up advice on how women could be better women in order to not have to rely on a man.
And then you want to sit over here and portray to these women out here that, oh, it's okay to be a trophy wife. Just go for that rich man type deal. No, how about go get your own money? Please stop waiting on a man to fulfill your life financially, spiritually, emotionally, all this other extra stuff, and find your own way. Do that. Because when you find your own way and you know your self-worth and you know what you are capable of and what you will tolerate and what you won't tolerate, then the good man will come find you. But until you know your self-worth, you're just gonna keep picking up anything off the street and being like, oh, okay, he got a little bit of money in his pocket, so he gonna treat me right. No, because what the one thing that you don't realize is that man that has that money, he's also got a little brain in his head too. So he also is already aware of these women that's coming out here to do these things to him or to try to trap him in these ways just for money or attention or the clout or whatever. Like, come on. We are in 2024, about to be 2025. Why are we still doing these same little tricks? Somebody needs to be teaching y'all how to make your own money, how to get your own way, so then that way when you do find that good man with a lot of money, then y'all can build together instead of sitting over there waiting for him to give you an allowance or whatever, your little stipend for the month. I just want to let y'all know, for the crusties and the dusties, please be mindful of what you put out here on the internet, because you could be getting a lawsuit coming to your doorstep for you putting out accusations of stuff that you have no idea about. Everything that I'm telling you right now on this computer screen or on this platform, I'm letting you know that this is the truth.
Which I get all of that, but let me say this, you just have to find what works for you. Whatever makes you happy in life, make sure that you get that. Even if it's, oh, I want to be a stay-at-home mom, do that. If it's, oh, I want to be a working woman and I want to have a stay-at-home dad, do that. Just do whatever works for you. Don't take nobody's advice, because nobody on this app, nobody on this internet can tell you what works for you, because you're the only person who has to live with your life.
This woman is no records that she has been, that little girl has been touched by my uncle. No records. She tried to put it on my uncle that he abused her youngest son, which loves my uncle to death. But the day that her and her ex tried to put out there that my uncle had abused her son, he wasn't in the state. He wasn't nowhere near. So once they went to the hospital and they took the little boy to the hospital, the one thing that they didn't do this time is the social workers pulled him aside and started asking him questions and asked him, who hurt you? Come to find out, the little boy told and said that it was her. Not only that, her oldest son has sent my uncle threatening messages. He has rubbed poop on the walls at multiple family members' house, including theirs. He has pushed his younger brother down the stairs to the point where he had a concussion, and she didn't want to take him to the hospital because she didn't want them to know that she had, a son that had been abusing on her other kids. And then not only that, he hasn't just touched the two girls, he's touched all three of the kids. He's touched his little brother, he's touched his 4-year-old sister, and he's touched his 2-year-old sister. But all of this will come out eventually. My uncle cannot say anything right now because the case is still open. But my thing is, you're sitting over here saying that he did all of this stuff, but if he did, the police themselves said that he would be in jail. They would have took him to jail as soon as the hospital said, oh my gosh, the baby's been touched. He would have been in booking right away. He wouldn't be out right now working. He wouldn't be out right now being bothered with all of this extra stuff that you're putting on him because of the fact that you want money. Like, what mother uses this platform to sit up there and say, my babies have been raped, or my babies have been touched, and then sit over there and then try to put a GoFundMe page up? You know why she's putting that GoFundMe page up? Because my uncle has had enough. He's not giving you any money. He's not sitting over there playing into your little schemes where she sits over there and tries to have her kid's father call his phone to get him to talk to the kids so that she can say he's in breach of a restraining order. Like, there's so much proof behind all of this stuff that you all do not realize that is going to come down on her head, but yet you all are sitting over here believing her sob story, not doing your research, and paying her money. This girl has up to $2,000 already on GoFundMe, probably more now because I haven't even checked this morning. But it's crazy how y'all will go for a black man or go for any man off of what a woman says, like women don't lie every day to get ahead. I am a strong advocate for black women, for women in general, for people in general. But men, I feel like we need to just slow down a little bit. And for you smart ladies out there who sat up there and thought to yourselves, oh, this cannot be true. This can't be, something that a woman would allow, which it's not. It's not something that a woman would allow. I am a victim of sexual assault or rape or whatever you want to call it. And I don't appreciate one bit of the accusations being put out there, especially not just because they're fake, not just because that they're out there just for clout, but because of the fact that this involves a family member of mine who I care about dearly. Multiple family members, if you want to put that out there, because the kids are my family too. The boys are somebody else's. The girls and the last baby are a part of my family. And if they're being harmed in any kind of way, I definitely would want to stand up for them, for sure. But her son is the one that the baby first initially said that was touching her. My grandmother was changing the baby one day and she seen that it was red down there and she said that her brother did it. Now, when they went to court, the court did not believe what she was saying because Paloma had already ISIS had already put out a case against my uncle because my uncle was furious when he found out that her oldest son was touching the girls. So he went out and tried to, seek help to figure out what he should do about getting her son away from the girls so that they would no longer have to go through this. But as soon as he did that, ISIS went and took papers out on him claiming that he did it because she didn't want her son to go down for it. On top of all of this, she's sitting over here acting like she's the best parent in the world when if y'all go look for yourself, y'all will see that she has a child abuse case of her own. Her youngest son was, but it is a record that she had a diaper rash. It is a record that she has child abuse charges against her. It is record that her son has sent my uncle threatening messages. It is a record that she's not telling the whole truth on this platform, what she said in the courtroom. The courtroom that she had my nieces sitting in looking at the wall the whole entire time. so that they wouldn't get emotional looking at my uncle, because they love their daddy. And now he has to suffer without seeing his kids because of the fact that this woman wants to lie and slander his name because she did not get what she wanted in the divorce. The divorce that she did not put out there, by the way. Because me personally, if anybody had did anything to my kid, oh baby, I'm going down there first thing and divorcing this person. I'm not about to sit over there and wait. If anybody rapes me or takes my goods without me and my knowledge or without me saying yes, oh baby, I'm not about to stay married to somebody like that. That's crazy. But for you to sit over there and say that he's done all these terrible things to you, and yet it took him to divorce you and not you to divorce him, open your eyes, ladies. Stop being stupid, because this girl is full of lies. Full of lies. Everything y'all heard. First off, let me ask you, let me get this. Look, who wipes their eyes all the way up here like this when you're crying? Huh? Who does that? Nobody. If I'm wiping my face, I'm wiping all down here because I'm a sloppy crier. And I'm pretty sure most of y'all are too. I don't know why y'all sitting over there trying to act like them housewives, doing all that little... No. Let them tears drop if you real. Because if I'm talking about my baby and something like that happen, oh, I don't care if it's ugly cry or not. I'm gonna have snot and everything coming down my face. But this girl could barely even look at the camera the entire time she was talking on this video. I have no reason to lie to y'all, but I want to let y'all know that the disrespect with my uncle, it has to stop, because this man has done nothing. And the reason why you don't hear him saying anything is because he knows that this is an open case. And when you have an open case, just like we see on The Housewives with Karen Huger and anybody else that goes through a case, you cannot talk about it until the case is over. So Isis, this is my message to you. I hope to God that you got your ducks in a row. I hope you hired a new lawyer after the last lawyer sat up there and took herself away from your case because she seen that it was no case. So I hope you hired a really good lawyer, or I hope these people give you enough money to where you can get you a good lawyer, because baby, you going under the jail. And I hope these people crucify you for all the lies that you have got on here and told. You are not a good person. You are not a good mother. You only, and even right now, you're still out there looking for the next victim. You're out here looking for the next victim, and that's so, like, I'm laughing because that's so fucking sad. But you need not come for me and mine. You need to know that, because this man does not deserve it. And I know some that do, but he doesn't. So for all of you out there that had the good mind of thinking that she was a liar and that she was just putting on to get sympathy points, yes, she is. And I'm sorry that the rest of you fell for the okie doke and you have egg on your face right now. Because that's what you get for listening to stupid stuff on Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat and TikTok. You're listening to that stuff and you don't even know the whole story. You don't even care to find out the whole story. You're just gonna condemn a person, say that you wish them dead, that they should be under the jail and all this other extra stuff, when the justice system doesn't even feel that way because they don't have any evidence that he did anything. So please, next topic, next subject. I better not see no more. I better not see no more. Because when he come out, baby, all y'all that's out there right now talking junk are going to be so sick, because this girl is sick. Her and her son. I'm sorry to say it, because I don't want to talk about nobody else's kid. But if it's the truth, it's the truth. So they're going to get theirs. Don't worry. They're going to get theirs, and they're going to get the help that they need, hopefully. And I hope all y'all out there that's sitting over there calling my uncle all kinds of names, saying that he needs to die and all this other extra stuff, I hope y'all are the ones that help her get the help, because y'all need it right along with her. Have a nice day. Signing off.
But over the weekend, she did end up deleting her 5-part series from TikTok. And it makes you wonder, like, girl, were you defending him, or did you not know the whole story either? But I do know people were coming for her really hard in her comments. So Isis came on like the thug she is, and Isis went off on the knee.
I couldn't get on here fast enough. I couldn't get on here fast enough when I heard people were trying to blame my son. I couldn't get on here fast enough. Couldn't get on here fast enough. I thought I heard someone who I've never met in my life coming on here trying to blame my son. someone whom I've never met in my life, trying to come on here and blame my son for the sick and disgusting things that my daughter's father was doing. This is not a game. This is not a game. How dare you? How dare you blame this on an innocent child? You talk about you got proof? You have proof? I've got proof right here. Right here. Show me your paperwork. Show me your paperwork. You talk about I am saying something different than when I was in court. Honey, you weren't even there. Seeing you in my life. It's not very good. Oh my gosh. Y'all want to see my protective order? Y'all want to see my protective order? Right here. I'm going to cover my daughter's name. I'm going to cover my daughter's name. In the case of a vulnerable adult and a minor child, a relative, there is a preponderance of the evidence to believe that the respondent committed the following acts of abuse. Statutory abuse of a child. R word or a statutory S offense. Father has been coming into two-year-old and 4-year-old daughter's rooms and SAing them. This is from the judge. There's the case number. It matches the records. There's the proof. There's the proof. There's the proof. I'm done. That's all. I'm done.
Isis said, I don't know you. You don't know my kids. You was never in the courtroom. You was never in the situation. So I don't even know why the fuck you came on here saying anything about me. And I said, Isis, shut up. Why would you come back on here and show that type of paperwork? See, everybody wants to feel sorry for Isis, but Isis keeps on coming on here and embarrassing her own children. We didn't need to see that. And I'm thinking to myself, what is this going to prove to social media by her showing this? What's this going to tell us? That the niece is lying or blah, 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 blah. What does this help your children, Isis? You damn idiot. Just lay low. You don't got to respond to every comment. You don't got to respond to every video, you dummy. You need to be there catering to your kids. At the end of the day, Isis did way too much. She should have never brought this to the internet. She should have never talked about this online. She should have never talked about a trophy wife as if it's the best thing to be in life. And she should stop doing what she's doing with deleting stuff and leaving stuff up in order for us to feel sorry for her and whatever situation she's in. She's playing us. She's playing us. I'm telling you right now, Isis is playing a game. And this is starting to sound like two people who are petty against each other. They're falling out of love. They're having issues and they're just kids in adult bodies. When all of this is settled, Isis is still going to have 5 kids that she is a single mother to. And I truly wonder what is going to happen with her then. What is she going to turn to? Is she still going to be a trophy wife? Is she going to find a new man? I don't know. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments. I have been the Just Case and Brand. I'm so thankful that you guys tuned in. We are going to move to some lighter topics over this next week because this has just gotten too heavy and I'm not a fan. So make sure you like the video, share it with a friend, comment your thoughts down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.